Hello there, love bugs. How are you doing today? My name is Rabbit, and welcome to episode number 13 of Let's Semi-Blindly Play Through Eternal Eyes for the PlayStation 1. In our last episode, my friends, we continued yet again to bang out a couple of the floors here in the Hall of Dolls. We have the 5th floor still remaining, and I am going to go out on a limb here and guess that this has to be where the puppet we're seeking, that should allegedly anyway have information to pass along to us as the next up and coming Eternal Eyes. He should be here, right? I mean, how many random floors do we really need to go through before we can talk to this fella? Because they knew that we were coming, so I don't know why he would make us do all this unless it's just to test our strength. But I think we've more than proven that we are capable of receiving whatever message it is that he has for us. So let's hop on in. And fingers crossed that he will make himself known to us. But if we do have it, it does look like it's just another fight. So never mind. I guess maybe he'll be on the 6th floor? Or never mind, it's talking. So this is another puppet that has a soul much like the, Satapio, I believe, that we had encountered a couple episodes ago. Anyhow, he says, "Nice to see you here, but first, convince me that you truly have the potential to be a magical puppet master." Well, bro, I made it all the way up here. I killed all of your lackeys. What really is left for me to prove to you? Let's at least see his info here for just a second. So this is called the War Spirit. He does have a silver bracelet on, and he knows Gustoma. We've seen that, and Masats. Sudden death is a certain probability. So this seems to be maybe a more advanced version of, I think it's called Mets. I don't know if that's true, but just pulling it out of the back of my mind there, I'm pretty sure Mets is the other sudden death ability that we've encountered already. So we probably, I kind of want to kill him first, but at the same time, there's only 3 people here on the map, so it might not be that big of a deal. You know what? Whatever. We're just going to go through the motions. I think we've more than proven that we are capable, and not only as Luke trying to uphold the legacy of his family, but also me holding the controller here. I haven't fucked up too much since our little tutorial stage, which I know, rest in peace me. It was pretty painful to get through as I struggled against the camera, but honestly, we have been flying through these other fights. We even had 2 in our last episode. So combat's not very bad in this game at all. But let me get all of my shit kind of going before I get too comfortable with talking to you all about random things. We did specifically part ways with me, in fact, sharing a more personal story with you all regarding a visit that my husband, Andrew, and I had. Since we have moved here to North Carolina, I had become good friends prior to our relocation with an old coworker. I guess she's still technically, as I'm recording this right now, is a coworker, but soon to be ex-coworker, since I am trying to source a more local placement for myself and no longer need to commit to having a remote role. Just not what I am digging right now. And fuck you, have a freeze ray to the face. So, Wisconsin coworker / friend that I'd say she and I had kind of developed somewhat of a deep relationship. Just between the 2 of us, the things that we shared, I came to understand a lot about her, and we dubbed her loosely. Beautiful girl, but definitely some deep, dark secrets, and I think just a different person. A very good heart, but her presentation, I think, is off-putting, or I was going to say was off-putting, but honestly, it still is, I think, to a lot of folks. But anyway, last episode I gave you guys sort of the deets regarding who she is, how other people perceived her, and the relationship that the 2 of us were able to kind of work on and weave between the 2 of us so that we grew closer and closer over the course of several months. I would say our friendship really took off. It wasn't even like we kind of were friends and then a couple months later we talked a little bit more. No, I feel over the course of 2 months we really just hit it off, and things escalated from there. And by escalated, I don't mean anything naughty. Like, no, get your minds out of the gutter. Or maybe my mind is the only one that's in the gutter and you guys weren't even leaning in that direction. Who really can say? Am I the one that has the potty mouth, or is it you guys influencing me? I think I'm going to blame you. Okay, let's kill this guy. I probably should be, though, again, waiting and letting Haresh get these last attacks off on folks that are close to dying. Missed opportunity, but whatever. Who cares? He's catching up, so I don't need to harbor too much guilt about overlooking that there. And we'll go ahead and use Gravito. And we may or may not kill this bootleg Sans here. Will he go or will he not? Ah, yes, he is in fact a done deal. And we'll just move you a little closer. I'm really scared that they're gonna start doling out the sudden death crap, but maybe not. Maybe we'll get through this fight scot-free and we won't have to struggle our way through any of that. You know what I'm going to do? Let's try Kamal. He has a lot of fucking HP. How did I not notice that earlier? Oh my goodness. So okay, anyway, Lucy. We became friends. A lot of other people didn't like her personally, but they respected her opinions on things. They respected her in the workplace because she was very much a machine and still is that way. So prior to Andrew and myself moving here to North Carolina, I had told her first before I'd even let anyone else at our company know what was kind of coming on, and that, my husband got a better placement, and it's really important, I think, for his educational pursuits and opportunities that we take this. Like, I've talked about this before in the past, that I'm really in the position that with my skill set and with my background, I can pretty much find a job anywhere we move, and it will be a rewarding one, and I have a skill set that's dynamic enough to where not only are there a lot of opportunities across all of the different types of environments I could work in, but it's not going to be that huge of a deal for me to acclimate myself to whatever the new environments are. Whereas I feel like Andrew, I think his skills are very niche. So, I don't want to cast the AoE. I think his skills are so niche that he really does need something that is consistent with what he's been doing. So, which is totally fine. Like, I've mentioned this to you guys as well, that there is a point where I'm going to tap out for a few years from working and, set my career on hold so that I can focus on raising our kids. Like, that is a humongous priority for me, and it is something that sooner rather than later will surface. So it wouldn't make sense for me to make Andrew stay somewhere where there aren't opportunities for him when we could go somewhere that will continue growing his portfolio, and I could just as easily find something that's equal to whatever it was that I was doing where we were living prior to moving. So I had told Lucy first, like, hey, this is kind of what's going on. I know it's really sad and I really love it here, and I know like we've become super close, but that better not. Woo, that is some big damage, you guys. What the fuck? So, she was upset and she did tear up a little bit, and it was hard. I told her about a month, I think, before I told anyone else, and I was kind of nervous, actually, that there was going to be a point where she sort of spilled the beans just because, I don't know, like, she's trustworthy, but I think she was just really hurting, and I had become one of, like, her two friends that she had, and the other friend didn't work with us, actually, and I only met her once, but she was a high school friend of Lucy's, and was just a little, I think this other girl, we'll call her Nancy, was a bit of a bitch, to be quite honest. I think that she was one of those friends that was always in a competition with Lucy, and if Lucy was doing better than her at something, or like Lucy got a raise and Nancy, was suddenly making less, she would bring up random shit from their high school days, and it's like, y'all are tripping. Like, we're all in our late 20s, early 30s. Like, who cares? What the fuck? So I think that was also part of why Lucy and I had become so close, was just because I'll talk shit about people in jest, or I'll call someone out if they're an asshole, but I also am exceedingly empathetic, and I think that it's important to extend grace where you can. So if I can see that someone is suffering, or that someone made a mistake and they genuinely are trying to rectify it, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think wow, really? Well, I guess I had it coming. Whatever. We'll just physically attack him. Why not? Take a wing to the face, or my face to your face. I don't know if I just inserted myself into his mouth. Little gross, but we'll roll with it. We're not going to question it too much. So I think that I am a very forgiving person, and I think, this mother... Okay, I thought he was going to fuck up my chest. While I do believe very strongly in justice, I think that justice can come with mercy, as well as there being grace kind of intertwined with that mercy and with that justice. And I think some people, they feel like justice is number one, and if someone's a dick, they deserve to have an equal type of punishments kind of issued to them. And sometimes I will agree that's the case, but there are always exceptions, and I think it's hard to judge someone's heart, and it's hard to know for sure if someone learned from their mistake or if they're just trying to pull the wool over your eyes, so to speak. So anyway, that's just kind of my stance on it. So I think for Lucy in particular, even though she was a little unstable and was crazy, and like I said, quite a few people they didn't like her personally, although they respected her in the workplace, I saw past that mask of being a hard ass and past that mask of being tough and independent and not giving a shit what other people think. And I knew her suffering and I knew her pain, so it was a little bit easier for me to extend that grace and to overlook her throwing tantrums or ripping a piece of paper up because she was having a bad day. Like those sorts of things, it's annoying, and it's kind of like you've got to get your shit together. You're like 33, but I got it. So we'll continue talking about her actually visiting here in just a sec, but we've got this weird, what was he called? A war spirit saying to us, eternal eyes, that was splendid. I see a great magical puppet master inside you. Oh my goodness, please. Controlling magical puppets is a unique ability that the Eternal Eyes possess, but by no means do all Eternal Eyes have this power. Okay, so I guess they're referring to Elena because we've seen 1, she doesn't have red eyes, and 2, she doesn't seem to have any special powers. And they are born with this skill. Magical puppets grow each time they are given a jewel. I already know this, bro, but the difficulty is in deciding which jewel to use. When you have mastered that, there's not much more to learn. Here, take this. It is the Stone of Darkness. Use this to reverse the effect and turn magical puppets back into their original doll form. Before we even continue, I find this quite fascinating that the game would want to give you a way to manually reverse the state of your puppets, because I don't think we've had an on-camera death for any of our puppets, have we? I'm pretty sure we have not. And maybe I'm pulling this out of my ass, but again, one of those very faded and distant memories that I have from my youth and playing through this and watching my brother play through this is I think if a puppet dies, it doesn't actually die, so to speak, where it's gone, but it reverts to that doll form, so it doesn't have any powers. I'm guessing basically all the jewels that you had thrown at it, all of the spells that it had learned as a result of you throwing those jewels at it, just are gone. Everything just sort of dissipates and it is reset to that base state. So it's interesting to me that the game would want to give you an item that allows you to do that as well, when I think, honestly, if you didn't like the direction a puppet was going in, you could just as easily take it into combat and let it die. But maybe this way ensures that it happens more quickly. I don't know. Just throwing out some ideas and some thoughts there for you guys. But again, let's hand it back over to the War Spirit, who continues, but you must never allow your power to be used by others. Use your power for what you believe is right. So Luke received the Stone of Darkness, and Luke received yet another magical puppet, but as happy as I am to get another doll, I think we have more than we really need. I'm happy with my team, and I can only have 3 puppets with me, which seems like a weird limitation. I would think at least 4 puppets would be what I could bring into combat, but nevertheless, Elena seems quite thrilled to welcome us back by saying, "You're back. You've been confirmed a potential magical puppet master by the looks of it. Let's go back home for now. Please come again, magical puppet master." Why would I come back? I already got the Stone of Darkness, and I took the body of your bro. Or I'm assuming I took the body of the War Spirit. But here we are, Chapter 4, The Inscribed Promise. I really am liking the titles for these chapters. They're pretty creative. I think sometimes games, like, they take it a little too far, and they try to make things sound much more, I don't know, just solemn and serious and sinister than they truly are, but I think they're appropriate descriptions here. Oh God, it's Mouse. What's up, bro? Luke, Elena, you managed to get back into the town. Yeah? What's happened to the town? Nobody seems to be around. I haven't got the details, but apparently there was a... Oh my God, there was a battle up at Gross Castle? What? So that's why everyone's hiding. By the way, is Nicole around? That's the thing. He just went off somewhere on his own. Is he a part of this? Oh, you looking for me? Yeah, are you done being an asshole? Nicole, where have you been? It's dangerous outside. I know. I managed to find out what happened in the castle. It seems there was a rebellion inside Gross Castle. And the ringleader was Commander Vorles. What? Vorles, the commander of the Inner Circle of Knights? That's the one. And Luke, you'll be even more surprised when you read this. He has a letter? What's it say? What is it? A letter? Oh, it's addressed to me. That's the crest of the royal family. Nicole, what are you doing with... There was a dead soldier near the castle with the letter in his hand. Well, Luke, what does it say? It's from Princess Fana to me, asking me to come to the castle straight away. What? But why would the princess want Luke? I mean, who doesn't want that body? I have no idea. Don't ask me. Well, I guess I'd better go. Nicole, would you look after Elena? Sure. Why did he look so upset about it? Be careful. Luke, we'll join you later. If you go now, you should be able to enter through the main gates in all the confusion. Oh, I wonder if that access point where those knights were that wouldn't let us go earlier is what leads to the castle. Why are you doing this? Why did you betray the king? Ugh, unholy strength. You must be possessed by an evil spirit. Sir Vorles is going to bring about a new age. Oh, I guess the ones in white are the OG soldiers, and then the ones that were wearing that mauve color are the evil bros. Wait, is the game not even going to give me a chance to look at my new doll and if I wanted to do some merging? Well, let's see. If I wanted to... Oh, I can go back outside. That is so weird that it just thrust us in here. Well, what do you guys say? As a way to just end this episode, we can throw some jewels at our current puppets. And I guess my story regarding Lucy is going to extend into another video. But that's okay. I think I've really hammered out the backstory here, so no need to dwell on all of that. I cannot wait to tell you guys about, holy shit, the trip that ended up happening. But I'm trying to debate, do I want to use all of these or do I want to wait and throw some at the new doll? Because here's my dilemma. We're limited to only having 3 of these Mapmon with us, correct? So I wonder if an advantage would be still having a decent array that await you so that if your team isn't really holding up okay as you continue to advance onward, there's an opportunity to switch out for someone else who might be stronger or more proficient in different things, but I don't have enough information to know whether I should be cycling through different puppets or if it makes more sense just to keep going with the ones that I have. I don't know, you guys. I very much wish that the game would teach me more about the process itself, because as it stands right now, I don't have enough to make, I think, informed decisions about what to be doing. But you know what? We're gonna just go with it, and I guess go in order. So here you go, Raj. He learned Sia. I don't know what that means, but we'll look at that. And Abby learned Freeze Dash. Oh, cool. I wonder how many abilities are actually in the game. Haresh, what do you get? Temp. Okay, so now we have 2 people who have access to AoE abilities, so that is fantastic. We'll go ahead and throw Green Holy onto Raj, and he learned Cure. Oh, I think we've seen a Cure ability already, haven't we? And how do I get them to level up again or evolve again? I'm sure there's some sort of sequence of the colors and the subtype of the orbs that you need to be giving to folks. And maybe that's why it shows like red here and green here. Like let's just try it. If I put green beast on him, he learned Termin. But if I oh, but then it's gone. But what if maybe it doesn't work like that. Okay, so I guess so that I can actually explain what my thought process is. When it's showing the colors like this, I'm wondering if that means if you put another orb or another one of the jewels of that same element / color, if that is sort of laying the foundation for it to evolve again. It's like telling you this is what you need to do next, and then maybe you have to find another specific jewel and then applying that one on top of whatever combination you've done thus far is needed. So almost like there's an actual recipe. So for example, maybe for Haresh, it's like a green holy and 2 blue wisdoms will make him evolve versus just throwing random shit and over time it working out like that. But I don't know. I have no basis for what I'm saying other than just guessing that's why those sometimes pop up. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that because see, now it's all reset and I don't see anything at all. So I'm gonna actually try that. So, okay, we're seeing a yellow one now, and I didn't pay attention to what he just learned. But what if I put another yellow on top of him? Like, what happens from that? Learned Gustoa, but now it's gone. And if I tried to give him okay, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I just learned Inkle. What the fuck? Almost like Uncle, I guess. Okay, well, ooh, I don't really want to just increase your status. I would like to continue to have them learn spells. And I know I'm just like all over the place with what I'm throwing at all of my puppets, but it'll be fine. HP up, that's great. And I'll just give him the second one as well. Just again, operating under this blind notion that maybe I'm getting some sort of cue going that another orb later on will grant me access to a new evolutionary line. Otherwise, I guess we're gonna just have these puppets in this form until the end of the game because I don't know. Or again, like I've kind of mused in the past, it's possible that we'll run across someone who will give us more information regarding how evolving our puppets actually works. But who can really say? But anyway, friends, this has gone on quite enough. So when we come back together in episode number 14, I guess we're just going to head into the ground floor of the castle, try to fight our way through some of Vorlis's little goons, and I guess we'll try to find the princess, assuming she's still alive, or at least, you know, not being held hostage or anything, and we'll figure out, hopefully, what it is that she was wanting to request from Luke in the first place. So thanks for watching, everyone. My name is Rabbit, and this is my semi-blind run through Eternal Eyes for the PlayStation 1. So take good care of yourselves, be good, and I'll meet up with you here in just a bit.